It's going to go to the topic today, which we're going to be discussing when, if ever, is it okay to have an intimate relationship with a person who's been with a friend or acquaintance of yours. So we're going to get into the whore concept because a lot of these whores that I know have done exactly that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, this is a heavy topic.
It's a heavy topic. It's a heavy topic. And Sarah, as you remember, came back. She's
Welcome
talking
back.
about her roast battle stuff. And I've actually talked to George about the roast battle a lot, about how I feel like it's negative, especially I don't really appreciate the racist corner. And I'll tell you why, because they cross the line. And when they cross the line, it gives other people license to also cross the line. So I've seen it happen where the racist corner, Earl Skagel, he goes in and says something, and sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's way overboard. But even the funny stuff, just because it gets a laugh doesn't mean it's actually funny. And then the judges will also say racist stuff. And that's what I'm saying. When it's a girl, she's a whore. When it's a black guy, he's a chicken loving nigger or something. You know what I'm saying? He carjacks or something. When it's a brown person, they're a terrorist or an immigrant. But then when it's two white people battling, then we see some of the real stuff. And not even the white person has to be actually kind of physically fit. Because once again, if they're fat, it's just, you're a fat piece of shit, you fat piece of shit. And it's like, I don't like that negativity. So that's where I come from. And how do you deal with being called a whore on stage so much?
I mean, for me, I'm like, well, no one in this room believes that that's true. Because people know me.
I wouldn't say no one in this room.
I mean, the people that I care about.
Listen, I don't know what George thinks. I don't think George thinks you're a whore. I don't think you're a whore. Martin?
Fuck Martin.
Yeah.
I just don't like the word in general because
Love the word whore. I love it.
He loves it. The reason why I have an issue with it is because 99.75% of the time I hear the word, it's directed towards women. Mm-hmm. And there are too many implications behind the word with that.
What do you mean?
That make me uncomfortable. So when a guy sleeps around or when he has fun or multiple partners, he's a player. He's a man. He's a pimp. And when a woman does it, there's no cool word for it.
No, there's a cool word. Whore.
See, I totally agree with you. I think it's kind of like a shitty word that puts women down. Because, I mean, when you shame women for having sex, don't you realize that it ruins it for everyone? Like, if you're ashamed to have sex, you're not going to have sex with people. And then you're not getting laid.
That was
Why
profound.
would you?
That was profound.
Hold on. We do that society-wise for two reasons. First of all, I'm going to get into my theory in a second. But I firmly believe that came about, okay? And while I do not ever agree with shaming women at all. I do not like it. In fact, I've gotten upset at people who've called you whore on stage before. I do not. I do. I get upset. You know what I'm saying? I get upset. I get a little protective. However, and I loved how you shut down one part. Anyway, however, I feel like society did that to prevent STDs. Here's the thing.
Okay, but guys,
girls were just going around. But look, and this is why. Okay. All right. Now, would you say or advocate someone having a lot of sexual partners? I'm not saying do you think it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
You think it's
I think it's fine.
You think a guy or a girl should have sex with 1,000 people? So you would date someone who's been like, yeah, I've been with 26,000 people.
26. That's a lot. I mean, that in itself is just really impressive.
Tehran life.
No, I think that consenting adults can do whatever they want.
Sure,
as long as their sex is consensual.
But cool. There should be value to your sexuality.
Sure.
When you have multiple sexual partners, you are no longer valuing your sexuality.
I totally disagree.
And I'll explain why.
Okay.
Because now you're getting into devaluing sex as a whole. You're only making it an act. And here's the thing about humanity. We should be humane at every single level of the. So it's not just we're kind and nice, but it's also we start valuing ourselves and valuing our sex and giving worth to everything we do. So we're kind because of self-worth. We are sexually chaste to an extent. And now I'm not saying be virgins. What I'm saying is have value to your sexuality.
Well, this is, I'm actually going to take the opposite end of the spectrum then. Today I'm GK Supreme. Usually I'm Mr. GK, conservative, social conservative. I think what's happening here is when you have a lot of partners, who says that you have to emote with all those partners? What if you just enjoy the satisfaction of sex?
Sure.
Right? So what if there's nothing really for you to devalue if you look at sex in a different way, if you're able to remove emotions from sex?
I'm not saying it has to do with emotions. What I'm saying is it has to do with animalistic nature. So why do we as humanity deserve to be humans? Is because we are supposed to be able to vent our impulses. So while we have the impulse to procreate with as many people as possible, we're supposed to be able to vent that in order to say, I will procreate with quantity over quality. I mean, quality over quantity.
I see what you're saying.
Well, what if those 20,000 people were quality people?
26,000, and that would be 70 years of fucking.
Yeah, and who cares? Like, but what if somebody does that? Like,
a person a night. No,
how does that affect your life? Why is it like a bad thing? If somebody chooses to do that in their life, I don't see how it affects anybody
here's
else's
the thing:
life.
why it affects everyone, because this is the problem we have, I feel, with the world, is that we are no longer seeing that we are all responsible for one another. What we're only saying is me, me, me. And that's the generation we live in. Look at me, selfie, me. Well, the responsibility is to all of us, because when we give worth and value to sex, then we see in those societies, we see that there's a lot less crime. There's a lot less. And when you say shaming, when you do it responsibly, I'm not saying you should shame anyone for their behavior, but when you do it in a positive manner, the people who have a positive value for themselves don't engage in this kind of activity.
But Teron, by you putting a number on it, you yourself are quantifying it. So what is a cap? It's a slippery slope. So 26,000 may be extreme. What is the number?
Hold on. So you're telling me there's 26,000 quality people in the fucking world? There are not 26,000 quality people in the entire world. Honestly, there are not. There may be maybe 62 tops, and I'm not counting myself. Like if you're fucking me, you're a whore.
There's 25,000 quality people, and I just want to know: is there a number? Is there a reasonable number? How do we apply this to our lives? I'm just curious. I'm curious, George.
I mean, my application is not specifically the number; it's the experience. So my concept isn't the number 26,000; it's the experience of 26,000 times. If you can actually be like, I had 26,000 valuable experiences, more power to you. But how many girls do you know regret sexual experiences?
Okay, but how many
guys do you know regret sexual experiences?
But how many times can you regret it before you're a whore? I feel like you're quantifying and saying like, oh, if you regret it one time, you're a whore. And it's like everybody regrets at least 5 times.
I'm going, okay, so if we're going 5 times the lesson, then we're going to go 5 times. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we should all have a personal number of where if I'm regretting this many times that I'm having sex, at some point it's not everyone else, it's me. And so my problem isn't specifically a number. Like we're focused on a number. I'm talking about a concept. If a girl or a guy is in charge of their sexuality to the point where it's not feeding their insecurities, it's not feeding their uncomfortableness, it's not feeding their ego, it's truly sexual in nature, then it's pure, then it's fine.
Right.
But what we see is guys are out there playing girls, playing with their hearts, playing with their emotions, playing with their vaginas, playing with their lives. And they're saying, oh, well, I'm a player. Haha, look at me, everyone. Look at me, have bitches. I'm a player. That's not cool to me. I don't find it cool when I see comedians come up to me and try to impress me with it all the time. They're like, oh, you see how many bitches I had last night? Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't even know You're a liar. You're not that's not a pimp. At least a pimp has the respect of telling his hoes they're hoes. You're going around making fools out of these women.
Yeah, but you're getting into a totally different concept right now. You're on cheating right now.
But you're
cheating
a whore.
is totally different than consensual
And
sex.
that's what it is. See, and that's when I mean value. That value is when you're cheating, automatically to me, you become a whore.
But that's assuming that she knows that she's cheating. If the female knows that she's cheating.
I'm calling the guy a whore. Oh, I'm so sorry. You thought I was referring only to women.
Got it.
That makes you a misogynist, not me. I had no concept of just calling women a whore.
How many guys have you called a whore before, Teron? Man to man.
Yeah.
Have you ever got up to a guy and be like, you're a whore?
To a guy's face and called him a whore? This week or like when?
No, like in all
I use
honesty.
the word whore a lot. So I'm throwing out I'm like, for Mother's Day, I might write, hey, Mom, stop being a whore.
Oh, stop. Stop, Tron. Stop. You stop. You
Please
stop
do.
that.
It's not please do. I've done. So what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, it's different because of I use the word differently, right? But I can understand where you're coming from for the average guy.
Because honestly, it would be really weird for me to go up to, well, first of all, to go up to anyone and call them a whore in their face. Just be awkward. But to tell another guy that because of the because how society is, like the man to man machoism going on, they would think, even society would make it weird for me to say that to a guy. That's how extreme the word has become. It's an extremely...
we have a word, and it's called fuckboy. And I use that word often regarding a lot of guys.
I never
Thank
knew. I never
goodness.
knew what that word meant,
Not
and it
fuckboy,
just
that
surfaced 5 years
Can you
ago.
define fuckboys, ladies?
Oh, I
Oh
can't.
man, it just automatically makes me think of like frat guys because I was like a sorority
That's
girl
more
in
of a
college.
douchebag.
No, it is.
But
no,
they're also fuckboys.
but there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of overlap.
Yes.
I
the
think
Venn diagram comes back to play. Thank you, Miss Johnson, 8th grade.
I feel like it kind of has to do with guys who lie to have sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Then we're all fuckboys.
Yeah.
Just let me throw that out there. Like,
Well, no,
every time I open a car door, I'm a fuckboy.
I
I'm
think-
lying. Get in the car. No, it's get on my dick. That's what I'm doing.
Oh
for.
my
No, okay.
gosh,
But
dude.
there's a difference between being nice to a woman because you're hoping she'll sleep with you and like blatantly lying like, I
No,
don't
there's
have
not.
a girlfriend.
There's actually not. You guys have just fooled yourselves into thinking it's the bikini versus underwear
But you
argument
just-
where bikinis are, well, they're appropriate because they're bikinis and we wear them on the beach. But if you're in your underwear somewhere, you freak out. We convince you that it's different garments when they're the exact
So
the
you're
same.
saying you holding the door for me is the same as you telling me you don't have a girlfriend when you do have a girlfriend.
I tend to be a chivalrous person.
Quick.
Okay? I tend to be a chivalrous person where I open the door to restaurants and things like that.
Right.
Now, I'm not opening car doors for the most part, unless it's convenient to
Have
do
you
so.
ever opened a door for me?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Okay.
The door to your fucking success. How about that? How about that? Huh? How about that door? Huh?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you've closed a
about
few.
that?
I think he's closed a few.
How about that door?
I'll tell you
Okay?
what. He's actually closed a few, and here's why. Because of my affiliation with my best friend affiliation, I find myself.
Please don't do that.
Don't
I
do that
combined.
again.
I combined because I like felt bad for saying he was an affiliate, so I combined.
Sure.
I've had to spend hours and hours, conversations and conversations, defending him and then defending why I'm his friend. And last night I was on YouTube and I was going at it. I have a few videos that went viral recently.
Super viral.
Super viral. Got the Drake Hotline Bling. Shout out Bart Baker. And now we just put out the I'm the One parody where I was DJ Khaled with a fat suit.
Very funny. Very good acting on your part. by the way.
So like, thank you. I appreciate that. Finally get a compliment. Can you repeat that for the camera, Teron? I'm just telling my.
I said, very good job on your part acting. Not the fat part, but the actual acting part. Very good. acting.
Thank you, Teron. He had to throw in a little.
Yeah, but no, but it was very good.
thank you.
Like, and I didn't even realize the lip syncing was great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you did a great job. That's not easy work that you did.
Thank you. So it's rare to get a compliment from Teron.
Oh my God, stop being a little bitch.
So I just decided as a social experiment, I get internet trolls all the time because once you're in like
Because it's the internet.
it's the internet, and once you're in the
love
million
that.
of views, they come out of like nowhere, and there's just like robots.
Or if you're a
talking to you.
woman talking about anything, they come
Yeah,
out
then they come
immediately.
out. Those then actually that's probably on any platform, huh?
Yeah.
And so I decided to go at it with one of the trolls and just address. And it's a conversation about me and the troll going back and forth. And then it's like, yeah, and Tehran that just went off on Tehran.
I'm not even a part of this.
It's not
and
even
he
a part of the
started hating me
conversation.
on the thing. And the thing
So-
about it is, if you don't have no haters, you ain't popping.
So yeah, you ain't popping. And all I got to say is you've closed my doors, bro.
What you wanted? You
Or-
wanted Doodle Teller to open the door
But-
for you? I saw the comments.
But I think that
What did you want from it? You thought he was gonna give you a production deal? Fuck that nigga.
But I think that over time we're gonna open a big door together, Teron. You're not gonna open the door. We're gonna both have our hands overlapped on the handle in brotherhood and pull that door.
Oh, that's special.
I'm not
really
overlapping. No, that's special in the special like small classroom way. Like, no, don't encourage this
No,
behavior.
it's like
Small class.
come, sweet. It's, two dudes just, being there for each other.
Going through life together.
Yeah, that's called Brokeback Mountain. I watched that movie. And
Or it's called friendship. Why do guys get so weird about friendship?
no, it's not friendship. It's not friendship. With George, we're in a situationship, and that's the problem. Okay, situationship. This is beyond friendship. It's got it's not.
Thank you for understanding.
It's okay.
Hey, don't be mad because I got the awe and you didn't. She said, George, she didn't give you the awe.
So we were defining fuckboys,
Right.
right? Here's the thing. While George, in a lot of ways, beautiful, amazing man.
Wait. If this goes into you
Tron's about to
calling
tell
me
you
an
that he doesn't
F-boy,
It's not.
please stop.
He's about to say that he doesn't want to fuck
You're
you.
not a fuckboy.
okay.
You're not a fuck.
All right.
You're a little bitch, but you're not a fuckboy at all. And that's the thing. George is the antithesis of a fuckboy in every single way possible. In fact, I would fight someone that called him a fuckboy.
There we go.
George.
He'd fight for me. Thank you.
Oh my! See what I mean? Little bitch. I told you, little bitch.
Such
He'd
an
fight
amazing-
for me.
Boy, he's taking a compliment that you gave him.
He'd fight for me. He'd fight for me. Don't hold your heart when you speak to me, please.
Tit. Thank you.
Don't hold your heart.
Oh, keep doing it.
Tron. This is also
No, don't give him the Turon. Give me the George.
No. So here's the thing. Fuckboys, we're saying they lie. Right?
Yeah.
To fuck.
Yeah.
What else? That's not the only thing that can be, because that's guys, like I stated.
The lie is the root of it. Like everything that a fuckboy does that's shitty
Sure.
comes from a lie of like telling the girl they care about them more and then not responding to their texts. And like that's a fuckboy thing. But that comes from
Then
the fact
I'm
that
not a
you
fuckboy.
told
Then
me you
good.
cared
I'm
about
out of the
me,
fuckboy
you know?
category.
Yeah.
I think that the lies kind of have to be about things that they super didn't even need to lie about.
For sure.
Like, look, I totally enjoy casual sex and all that. So I get really fucking annoyed when a guy lies to me to try to get me into bed. And he's also like not a good liar. So you're like, oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I would have had sex with you, but now you've talked me out of it.
Right.
But
or,
in a lot of cases, it's hard to tell.
or like if you hook up with a dude and they're like, yeah, I totally want to take you on a date. And then they have no intention of actually doing that. And it's like, dude, we already fucked. Like, I don't need a date now. But like, if you're putting that on the table, I'll consider
I'm
it.
also not a fuckboy. That is so refreshing to me. Because the things like telling a girl you care.
No, but I want
saying you'll go on a date and then not, or even proposing a date.
But
No.
I appreciate the both of you sharing your opinion. The male assumption in society is that you do have to be chivalrous and date and win them over. And I like hearing women just say,
Well,
sometimes we just want sex too.
I think there's a difference between being chivalrous
Yeah.
and misleading a girl.
So can you expound? I want to hear.
Okay.
I want to hear her, Tehran.
So
Yeah. Because that actually hurt my feelings, what you just
I'm
said.
not going to name names, but Faith and I share a lover. And yeah, I called it that.
What? Okay, this is a great topic.
They fuck someone. They both fuck the same guy.
Yes.
And he did the same thing to both of us. Like we both, met him for drinks, hooked up with him. And then he was like, "Oh, I'd love to take you on a date." Blah,
Same
blah,
night,
blah.
hooked up with them.
No,
same
no,
night.
No, like completely
years apart.
No. I'm talking about like you went for drinks and then hooked up in the same night individually. Not you both hooked up with him over drinks at the same time.
I met him at an event, and then later we got drinks and hooked up.
So same night.
Same
Separate
night you
night.
went to get
Separate
nights,
night.
that drinks, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, same night. Yeah,
Everything
went to
you
go get
said,
drinks.
that's
Totally.
because look. When I hear stories of the guy, he's like, yeah, I was just driving home and she just sucked my dick and then I dropped her off. I'm like, why does shit never, like nothing, my DM sucks, you know what I'm saying? My fucking.
I've read Tehran's DMs.
Yo.
Like women have screenshotted it to me and be like,
yo.
What is your
DMs
friend doing?
The DMs,
You get
no,
your friend.
not at all. They just, nothing is lit in my DM. Like they're not saying anything of any value.
no, like
Because
his
I'm the
DMs are.
Like if you're not smart, don't speak to me.
Yeah, but he
and
likes
think-
to invite people to his comedy shows.
Sure.
So a lot of times a woman thinks he's hitting on them when he's just saying, "Hey, come to my show."
Yeah, and they're
Yeah,
like,
he's
oh,
just
it's sweet. It's
publicizing.
like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
come to the show. So they'll be like, oh look, your boy just hit me up.
You know, they'll be like, "No, I got one message." This person who's not to be named was like, "Why does he think I need to go to him?" And I was like, whoa, wait. He's not asking you on a date. He's asking you to go to his show.
Yo, go to my show. Like everyone needs to go to my show. My show, like my shows are like, if there's 100 people, I'm on a date with 80 of them. For real. That's so real, bro. Tinder, Grindr, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm packing my show out. So, but But hold on. What were we talking about? What were we
So
talking
we were
about?
talking about fuckboys, and we were bringing
Fuck
up.
boys. I want to know how you guys went. Did you also go to drinks and then hook up with them the same night?
Not the same night. No.
Okay.
We
okay.
went.
So I just
on a
want to
couple
know.
of
I want to
drinks.
understand how it worked
Sure.
because I want to know what a guy needs to say in order to get the hookup the same night. Because this is my problem. I'm too respectful. I'm a respectful person.
No, I mean,
I won't even make a
No,
move.
He was totally like respectful and nice. I think that's
And that's the point,
Yeah.
that I was trying to make was I think he's a great person and he was very respectful on the date and like very gentlemanly and wonderful. My thing was like, okay, but if we were just if it wasn't going to go any further than that, like you don't need to tell me we're going to go on a date or you want to take me to dinner or like
Right.
whatever. Like I'm fine if you just wanted to define this as like, let's just sleep together now and then. Like that's cool.
Same
But
here.
don't lead me on or like tell me other shit because I'm an adult woman and I can make my own decision based on the facts.
Yeah. I also think with him specifically, he's a fair amount older than us. So there's like a weird generational thing
Yeah.
where like he's maybe not used to women being okay with just having sex.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that is a new generation thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
thank God for rap music.
It's-
and
yeah.
we've just embedded in your heads, you know what I'm saying? Twerk, suck me off, shut the fuck up. Like, that's great. Thank you for those lyrics.
I mean, I feel like
No,
that's
Snapchat me
mean-
that pussy, you know what I'm saying? And that's,
I mean, I think our generation of women just has a different ownership of our sexuality than generations
Sure.
before us,
Yeah.
Sure.
which is awesome. And again, there's a ton of different ways to own your sexuality. You can own it by being modest, but you can also own it by being sexual and being okay with that and
I
not letting
completely
people put
agree.
you down for that.
as long as you own it. My problem
Sure.
isn't, see, to me, when we were talking before, the horror concept is when you don't own it.
You know, I'll agree
Right.
with you on that.
Do not own it. You're doing it to please the guy. You're doing it because you think other people will like you more. You're doing
Mm-hmm.
it because you don't like yourself, so you think dick is gonna fill that void in your soul. Whatever it is, you
Depends on how
don't
big it is.
own it. I'm gonna have to hang out with Faith a little more. Faith and I. Hey, Faith, you trying to go for drinks?
Jeez.
My mom's in town this week. but-
Yo,
Oh, your mom's in town? Double date?
George loves it. Yo, George is about. Hey, I have a question though. Is your mom single?
No, my mom is like super married.
to your
It
dad.
don't matter.
To my
All right,
dad.
George. Hey, we're here. Hey,
dad.
this
Yeah, to my
LA.
dad.
That don't mean nothing.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
That don't
true.
mean nothing.
GK Supreme.
Yo, where's your family live?
My parents currently live in Colorado.
Colorado. Okay, so what happens in LA stays in LA. You know what I'm saying? Mom.
My dad's down in Orange County at a golf tournament.
Oh, okay, what happens
Well,
in
different
in,
zip codes, right? Or area
Well,
codes.
West Hollywood
here's
stays in West Hollywood.
a true story. One night I went out with my mom when she was in town, and a couple of my friends went out with us. And everybody like loves my mom. She's very funny on Facebook, which she realized a couple of years ago, and it's like gone to her head. But she went out with us and like bought all of our drinks and stuff, and she got so wasted that she like disappeared for like 10 minutes and comes back with like a chipped tooth. And none of us are sure what happened in those 10 minutes. But yeah, she's a party animal when she
Okay,
wants to
my.
be.
you might want to hit mom up.
I have, I have an incredible mom story to share. And I think
I
think it's time to share my mom's story.
No.
There's
no.
two. This
You
is
don't-
another one.
Oh, this is a new one?
This is a
Oh,
new
okay.
one. The new one.
I was like, yo, I'm
The
sharing
newer
mom's
one.
story.
You share mom's story, and then I share mom's story number 2, or do we just do one? Because we want to take it
No.
too much
Do
time.
both. Do both. We have time.
I just want to pass this over to you, and you can read my comment on the bottom.
It's a mom story. I need it. Hold on. Read out loud. Read
okay.
out loud.
Don't
It
show
says-
any names. Just read my
Read
comments.
the comment
Totally.
out loud. It's a picture.
Happiest-
What is the picture of? Describe the
Okay,
picture.
it's of his mom, and I'm assuming maybe his
No,
sister.
no, that's not my mom, and that's
Oh.
not my sister.
Oh.
Yo, read the comment,
Okay,
please.
sorry. It says, "She'll always be my boo." And this is it looks like a girl's post wishing her mom a happy
Yes.
birthday. And George comes in and is like, "She'll always be my boo."
Oh, well, be careful not to show any pictures.
So,
You're
Okay,
a piece
so
of shit.
whose
You're-
mom is
listen,
this?
I remove my comment. George isn't. What? Yo, you're a piece of shit.
let me explain myself. I
Wait,
can
I don't
explain
need
Is
myself.
it your
I know.
mom, Tarad?
No, it's not my mom.
I
So-
was like,
No, it's
So
not my
this,
mom.
this
but
is a whole nother conversation. But have you heard of Ross, the store?
Like the store?
Ross Dress for
Okay.
Less.
Yeah, one of my
Sure.
favorite stores.
You heard of
Ross, like from Friends.
Like
Yeah,
from Friends?
like,
Ross.
be a
Oh,
little
people
more
say I sound like
Carell?
Ross from Friends.
Dress
Isn't that
for
kind of?
less.
No.
Anyways,
he's
so
the worst.
yeah, I don't sound like Ross. So there's Ross, which is my favorite store, but then there's also TJ Maxx. Okay, TJ Maxx owns a home accessory store called Home Goods. I don't know if you ever shopped there.
I'm aware.
I love Home Goods. So
White
I-
girls know
so-
that shit, bro.
when I was in my teenage years, I worked at a camp, summer camp, and then I worked at Home Goods as a second job, which was up the street. So I start my job at Home Goods. I'd be changing. We had a co-ed changing room. And I was pretty fit back then, you know. So it's after a long day of work, I'm changing to get ready for Home Goods. We had these man aprons and everything. So a lady there offered me a massage, a lady who worked there, and I didn't turn down the massage. She would rub my shoulders before my shift. I liked it, and she kind of became my work girlfriend, okay? Unofficial, but whatever. Now, all the other guys there were hating because she was the one they called like a MILF. And so they got mad at me, you know, we're flirting, blah, blah. Then I finally leave the camp job, walking through the mall. I get a job with AT&T. And I don't work with them anymore, so I could share the whole story. I start also dating my manager at AT&T. So now I have 2 jobs, 2 different work girlfriends. And one day, you know,
But just really quick, the
Yes.
AT&T girl you're dating outside of work as well?
no, I'm dating her while I'm at work at AT&T. And
Okay,
then I'm dating
okay.
the other lady at
while
Home
you're-
Goods.
okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
So, and I thought it was smooth. The paths would never cross. One day I'm working in the mall, and then other work girlfriend comes from Home Goods to the mall. And I'm walking back to my job with 2 Frappuccinos, one for me and one for my AT&T work girlfriend. And then Home Goods girlfriends comes and gives me this huge hug, and she's like, "My baby," kiss on the cheek. And then I didn't realize how close I was to work. So the other work girlfriend saw the whole thing, and she goes, "Mom, what are you doing touching him like that?" And that was these
that's
two.
so
And
good.
they didn't talk for many years, and now they're friends again, and that's why I commented.
And that's why he's a
she'll
piece
always
of
be
shit.
my
man,
boo.
That's why he's a fuckboy today. Because that story happened. That is a true story. And in that true story, what he wrote on the picture was, "She's still my boo." Now, which one is he referring
No,
to?
that's what makes
we
it
don't
good.
know.
That's what makes it fun.
That's what makes it
that's so
fuckboy. Because that's some yo.
No, it was
give
was
you-
aimed at the mom.
I
It
think-
was aimed at the
Listen,
mom.
I am inspired by Mr. GK today. He has inspired me to be a better person. He's inspired me to go fuck up someone on Instagram. Like, now I have to outdo his comment. It was
See,
amazing.
I think that's a great joke. It would be shady as fuck if you had like then DM'd the mom and been like, "But don't worry, you always be my boo."
No, it's a disclaimer. So the daughter's married now. So when she was, the post was out, the mom, and I wrote, "She'll always be my boo," kind of just like a little jab,
Yeah.
fun jab. But the mom now, she's older, she's remarried and whatever.
Oh, you missed your
Well,
chance.
let's get to the topic at hand,
Yeah,
which
topic.
is going to
Du
be,
jour.
since George is obviously very, very aware of this, is when is it, if it is ever okay to date someone, okay, that a friend of yours has dated? Now, you guys have shared dick.
True.
So
Yeah.
We actually just recently found out about that though.
I mean, I thought so,
Yeah.
but I didn't had
He
to
has
ask
a
her.
type.
I'm
hold on,
curious.
hold on. What's
I'm
this
just,
guy good?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'm just curious about this guy. Do you remember the drink he bought each one of you at the bar?
I'm a beer drinker, so it's probably beer.
I don't. I drink wine or whiskey. I don't know.
The views of Martin do not reflect.
And they're yeah. I was just curious if he was like doing the same exact date twice, same bar.
No. I mean, I don't think
He
so.
just
but
he
like,
just used the promise of a date.
Yeah. That was the only.
yeah, that was the only similar. Like
Yeah.
when we went out for drinks, like I had hit him up that night, and I'm like, hey, I'm like near where you are. Like, let's hang out. So
Never hit me up for drinks.
You don't drink.
Yeah, but I'm saying I do fuck. So here's the thing.
do you have an extra bathrobe
Yeah.
for me?
When
Because
it
I don't want to
comes
be
to-
chilly in the morning.
Yeah, huh?
I told Tehran this pause, but since he doesn't drink, if he did drink, he would probably like have the most wild experience of his life.
Yeah, because my life is so tame as is. Yo, the stuff we've been through in life, I'm good, bro. I'm never drinking. Like if it's gonna be more wild, I don't need it. Is it okay, starting through the panel, is it okay to ever have relationship or sex with a friend's previous lover, George?
Well, if it's okay to date your ex's mom, then I'm just kidding. No, no. I think once that like line is crossed, here's the problem. Just because someone knows you on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, they don't really know you. They follow you. You know what I'm saying? No, but here's what I'm getting into it. So what I realized in the past, I was being too loyal to people who I were loosely calling friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
define friend. I love that.
So I like first would say define friend because you don't owe anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it feels like a pressure, like, oh, well, she's Susan's friend and Susan's friend used to date him. I hear this all the time. You can't talk to him. Like, nah, if I don't know Susan and I'm a girl, then you could date her ex-boyfriend, for example. So I do believe that you
don't feel like you owe anything to anyone? Because if you dated someone I dated, I'd murder you. Do you understand that, right?
No, but you're a friend to anyone. You're not just anyone.
All right, I'm making sure we clarify.
Yeah, we're clear, bro. We're clear.
Okay. Because
I like the way you do that. It's so endearing.
George has literally been like, oh, she's cute. And I'm like, oh, man, can you wait? Because he dates girls that I should be dating all the time.
Like, so in the past, I'm tame now. But I used to date, Tehran and I have types. For whatever reason.
I think everybody
my type would go to Tehran. And Tehran's type would come to me. So what Tehran was doing, he would deflect the George types and send them my way. I would take the Tehran types out and then ruin it for the team.
No, he would take her out and then be like, hey, I met this girl. You really should hang out. I was like, how'd you? She's like, yeah, we went on a date. Nigga, you fuck. I cannot. Okay, thank you. Like, then no.
So I guess I am selfish in a way. But if it's someone who's your actual friend, and I don't mean acquaintance, I don't mean someone you might just know through people or even just met, like you don't have an obligation to them at all. If it's someone in your a friend of yours, they had an actual relationship, I think that's off limits. If it was a hookup situation and your friend's like, no, it's like it was a one time, I'm really comfortable, I would still be uneasy with it, but I could see why other people would be like, cool, dorm guys, whatever.
Okay, so no
guys,
for the most
dorm
part.
guys,
no
dorm
for the most
guys.
part, but you can understand why other people, but you wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it. Faith.
I'm gonna say yes, with the caveat that you make sure it's cool with your friend.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I one of my best friends in the world, my writing partner, she has this ex-boyfriend that she like always gets her friends to date because he's like such a good guy that she like really wants him to find his person. So there's like a bunch of our friends that have like dated him, and she's cool with it. Like she's actively trying to get people to do it, but if there's like a lot of emotional baggage there, of course it's not okay. And like even if I'm out at a bar and like my friend and I both see a guy that like we're into, and she expresses interest first, I'm like, okay, cool, like you get first crack at it. It like I don't think a guy or like a sexual conquest should ever come between a friendship. The friendship should be more important.
For sure.
And you're on board on that.
Yeah. I feel like it's like you can't just say no, but because like if the person genuinely doesn't care, then why does it matter?
Yeah.
I feel like for me, like my best friend, we have polar opposite types. So like I've never been into the dudes that she likes and vice versa. So it's never been a problem. And I just feel like if you're the one who ended it or you don't have any emotional attachment anymore, then what's the harm?
I understand. Wow. And I love that you both made that point. Clearly you're both wrong, but I just appreciate that you made these points because it says to me that the difference of mindset between a guy and a girl. Now, as a guy, I know that you cannot do that, okay? And the reason is,
pride.
Even in rap music, when you listen to rap music, what's the worst thing the rappers say? It's not, oh, I'll shoot you. It's not, oh, I'll punch you in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say an actual line in a rap song?
Please.
It's in the beginning of a Tupac song.
Yeah.
That's why I effed your B, you fat mother effer.
Yeah, that's why I fucked you, you fat motherfucker.
Thank you for censoring all that. That was hilarious.
The concept
high
is
five.
The worst thing in rap that any guy can say, one alpha male can say to another, is I fucked your bitch. And that's the realest, most detrimental thing to say.
Well,
now,
but if they're not dating anymore, it's not.
It doesn't. It just shatters you.
We weren't.
We get shattered.
It's not guys in a guy's mindset. If I kissed a girl in third grade, I still think I have a chance with that bitch. Like I really think so now.
Tehran, I don't think we're gonna work out.
Yeah.
I hate territory like that.
Well, then you
I like
hate
to
guys.
share.
You hate alpha guys because alpha guys are
not even true,
territorial.
though.
But it is true. See, you might not realize that you hate them. Maybe you have, that's why you like it. And maybe you like getting hate fucked, whatever it is. The concept is that alpha guys will always be alpha males. They're territorial. They have certain qualities to be that guy. And it works in the way where it's like, I know if George likes a girl, no matter what, I'm not. And here's the thing. If I was dating a girl and one of my friends came in later and met the girl and started dating her and I didn't give it okay, they better get married. Because once they get married, then I can have no complaint. Like, yo, I wasn't going to marry the bitch. You know what I'm saying? So that's your soulmate. I can't stand in that way. But if you're just like, yo, I fucked your... Oh shit, I was out and I met this girl and she said she used to sleep with you and then I hooked up with her. I'm like,
what annoys me the most, actually what to me is worse than someone coming up and saying, I effed your B, you fat mother effer.
Sure.
Is when someone comes up to you and be like, hey, like, do you know what's her name? Yeah, she was like getting at me and then they hint towards it. Yo,
like,
that gets me. Yo, just say it, bro, because now you're just triggering.
Exactly, and it's the different in mindset that we have as men and women is the concept of what our loved ones are, and it's not. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but to men, a lot of times, loved ones, right, intimate partners, in a lot of ways are possessions. We name our cars girl names for the same simple reason. We treat them the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like we really do. And it's sad. It's like, oh, I have a nice car, gold star.
I think
nice
that's
house,
like
gold star. Hot
the
girlfriend,
thing
gold star.
that I have like a whole problem with is that concept that women are still possessions in a lot of ways. And I think that's gross and wrong. And I also think that like a truly dominant person, male or female, like if you feel you have some sort of claim over someone, you don't need to like constantly enforce it, because if you really have a claim over that person, they will always come back to you. So you don't have a claim over the person.
I'm not sitting there being domineering. It's actually, this situation has only happened to me one time in my life. Like it happened one time.
Oh, I know this story.
Yeah, and it was like a shady situation.
It's the first time I've ever seen Tehran hurt. He was actually hurt.
Because the guy, like he was shady about it. That's not cool to me.
Well, that's a shitty friend.
Yeah, he was a shitty friend. And the thing is, my friends actually stood up for him, not realizing he was being a shitty friend. And then it was revealed. So because of that, right? So in my opinion, it's like, I understand what you're saying and I agree with that. So you don't need to enforce it, right? But do understand that that's why guys try to get at your girl. So they're trying to undermine you. That's what they're doing it for. And that's why we see a lot of celebrities dating the same girl a lot. That's why we see bottles getting thrown at clubs over girls, over the Rihannas of the world. It causes a conflict.
Would you throw a bottle for Rihanna?
For Rihanna? Yeah, I'd fuck a bottle for Rihanna, bro. Like, are we talking about Rihanna right now? You know what I'm saying?
My first relationship in middle school, first actual relationship.
George, do we have time for this?
It'll be quick. It was with an alpha woman.
Sure.
No.
Was she a fourth grader?
No.
She was middle school. She was like she was in 6th grade. I was in 6th grade.
Don't laugh.
So what happened was I was sitting in class and another girl named Jessica Mina, I hope you're watching this because you almost cost me my life, wrote me a letter, okay?
Sure.
And Jessica Mina had brother zoned me very early in the friendship. So the note was just something stupid. It wasn't anything romantic. I go to read the note. Well, girlfriend Yeshi sees this transfer of the note, waits till woodshop class, and throws a saw at my head.
Throws the saw at his head.
And look, my eyebrows are really bushy. It literally skimmed the hair off my brows. Like, I could have been decapitated because of Jessica Mina and her note. No, she got away with it.
What?
She got away with it. And then the next week,
this is before gender equality.
And then the next week, we're in the middle of history class, and she said, I said, I don't want to be with you anymore. She said, what? She's like, say you don't want to be with me again. I was like,
wait. You broke up with the girl who threw a saw at your head?
Yeah, because I was too scared.
Have balls, man.
Yeah, I was.
I would be married to her right now.
He didn't. Hold on. Don't give. Listen, he didn't break up with the girl.
I tried.
His like the support group came to him and was like, "This is wrong," and his parents were like, and he finally manned up and was like, "Hey, I don't think we should be in."
And before I finish the sentence, just like this sentence,
I don't think
fury of fists hit my face 5 times.
She's like, "You're my bitch."
Knocks me down,
asked
and
for
then ripped the gold chain my mom had just bought me off my neck.
And they ended up dating until like 9th grade.
Yeah.
No, she's actually dating women now.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
No, they
All right.
after George. George made her.
Hi, Yeshi. Hope you put the saws down.
So the thing is, it's interesting that we have such different opinions, and girls don't see their lovers now. Well, you have one girl who's advocating for the ex, which happens rarely, but very rarely when it comes to guys.
Yeah, I also look at it as like, I want all my exes to be happy. I mean, not with me. It clearly didn't work out with me. There's several of my exes that I'm like, stay the fuck away from me. I want you to be happy, but not involved in my life. But yeah, like I want them to date other people. I want them to, even the people that I really, really loved. Fuck yeah, date other women, have sex with other women, figure out your life.
Most
I
guys
wasn't
want
right
their
for you.
exes to all just die. Just die and no longer exist.
So what I heard from what you're saying is like when you break up, you don't just break up, you actually emotionally detach.
Oh yeah, and I
And,
do it fairly
I think you
quickly.
have to.
And that's
Yeah.
pretty sharp because a lot of people that I've had this problem.
They don't.
I break up, but then I can't emotionally detach right away.
Yeah, he drags it out. He drags out the emotion. You
Drags
do.
out the emotion.
You drag out the emotion while you're in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? George is the guy, he's like, he cares, and then he actually cares. And he's actually been like, I think we should wait because I care about you and I want to make it worth something. And then on the flip side, he's fucked people's moms. So it's very interesting. He's a very interesting person. It's an interesting dichotomy with George. But I do say that in George's situation, there was a couple of his friends, quote unquote, who were hitting his girl up in DMs.
In the DM.
While they were dating?
While he was with
While
the
we
girl,
were dating,
and they knew
and
it.
and one of them was married.
Those are bad friends.
So
Oh,
that's
those
what
are
I'm saying. Like
terrible friends.
that,
Yeah.
and to me, I was very disappointed in those people. Like I'm no longer cool with them because that character came out in them.
For sure.
I saw
Yeah.
that character in them.
He actually
That's
warned
wrong.
me about it before it even happened. He's like, that's the type of dude who will F your girl.
Who will try
Yeah.
to, and he did try to. And that guy, and to me, and he's a whore because it comes out of an insecurity in him that he thinks he needs to do this to show up and show off. But you don't. Like you want to show up and show off, be a better you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be bitter, be better.
Totally.
Don't
I
be
agree with
bitter,
that.
be better. Wow.
I ended a friendship with a girl a couple months ago for like a bunch of different reasons, but the major one was a few months prior, she had expressed interest in wanting to hang out with one of my guy friends. And I was like totally cool with that. I was like, he's an
Sure.
adult male, he can make that decision. But at the time she was in a relationship, and I was like, look, you can hang out, you can do whatever, but like, please do not fuck him. He's one of my best friends until you are out of this relationship.
Sure.
Because I just think it is a shitty thing to do, and I'm not gonna like let her take my best friend and fuck around with him.
Relationships or cheating is a shitty
Yeah,
thing to do.
she was. I have no fucking respect for cheaters at all. And she started hanging out with him. They were like having a good time together. She was still with her shitty ex that she hated and bitched about all the fucking time. And then one night she and I got in a fight, like a stupid little fight. And her first thought was to go over to my best friend's house and have sex with him.
Ew.
And I was like, you are just like the epitome of like a shitty person.
See, and that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about when I say that my life nothing happens. No freaking friends are coming over to my house and fucking me to get back at their friend. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I have, my life is full of expectations. All these expectations, you know what I'm saying? Stop trying to change me, okay? No, this girl left her house after a fight and fucked a friend. That friend just won for no reason.
He was like just chilling, doing
For
nothing.
what? Yeah. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? And so
So
I don't have to put up
are
with
you able to
as a
forgive her?
No, I mean, like I said, the friendship ended for like a lot of different reasons. That was kind of like one of the last
Okay,
straws sort of
I
things.
got to ask you a question,
Yeah, go
and I
for
want
it.
you to answer it 1,000% honestly.
Yeah.
Did a little piece of you like that good friend of yours, like a small crush?
No. So he's been my best friend out here for 8 years.
Imperfect gentleman.
He's the best dude in the world. And I know him well enough to know that even if he says that like, oh, it's okay if like she's sleeping with someone else, I know him well enough to know that it's not okay. So it was more like a respect thing. Cause like, look, this girl cheated on a bunch of her boyfriends, which I don't like. But, when I come to her as a friend and say,
I'm not asking
hey,
about her. I'm asking about you.
No, I know. But like when I come and say,
No, he's not.
hey, like you like I'm aware that you do this.
Mm-hmm.
I have no say over what you do, but like don't do it to my friend. Like I'm hoping the line is our friendship. I'm hoping she won't cross that line. And the second she crossed that line, it shows that she has no fucking respect for me. She has no respect for the people in my life. And like, I just can't have that.
So was he hurt by that? Or did he get over it? Was it just about...
He got over it. Yeah, he's fine
But
now.
he had feelings for her?
He sort of, yeah. Like she was kind of like what he pictured and like wanted in a relationship.
Okay, so that's why you're hurt for him, because you felt like he was manipulated into the situation.
You're a good friend and she's a bad friend is basically what
Yeah,
we're
she's
getting
like a shitty fucking friend.
Yeah.
And so the
which is why
concept
she's
wasn't
gone.
so much that she had sex with him. She was a bad friend, was bad to him, and you were defending your friend and protecting your friendship with him. Like you're not advocating for her to cheat on her man and be with your really good
and
friend.
I'm happy to hear your feedback because it's consistent with what you said earlier in the show, and it being that doesn't make you a whore to have multiple partners, but there still is some code of ethics.
Is she a whore? Was she a whore?
Yeah, she probably fixed
She's
that.
a whore.
Well,
See, she's
no,
a whore.
Okay, I think that's
no
fair.
Value. No value.
She's a whore because like
no value to her.
She fucking uses sex to get like
Exact- and
attention.
see, and here's the thing.
If
That's
you've
fair.
cheated on multiple boyfriends, you're a whore.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, or multiple people, not just partners. You're a whore.
Yeah.
What about if you
cheating
cheat
is such
on?
trash.
What if you cheat on not sexual relationships but friendships, like friendship?
Oh,
like,
we're gonna
How do
go
you
into
cheat
this,
on
Teron.
You start
We're gonna
hanging
get
out
into
with
this.
other guys on the low.
It was
and
one
going to
selfie
things
with
that
another
you're supposed
guy.
to be doing with your friends.
There's one selfie with
Okay,
another
I feel
guy.
like this is an issue between you two.
No, I'm asking for a friend.
It was
I'm
a
asking
selfie.
for a friend.
It was a selfie.
I'm asking for a
on
friend.
Runyon Canyon,
Huh?
and we had ice cream before that.
Yeah.
You're lucky I didn't show the ice cream.
No, how about that? How about?
Because you can have multiple friends.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Or
As long
are
as
you
you're
a
not being
friend whore?
shitty. No.
Are you a friend whore?
I am a friend whore. I'm not gonna lie.
You're
I'm a friend whore.
whore.
I
He
have,
just
like,
lets
so many
people
different-
in his circle.
Yeah,
like a whore.
I do.
As long
I'm
as
a
you're not
friend
like
whore.
lying or bailing on plans with them to hang out with someone else.
Or
then-
not picking up phone calls. What about that?
Yeah.
Is that
That's
is that,
another conversation.
No. Is that a thing too?
Well, I think not picking up a phone call, like if you're screening the call, little shady. But if you're like on a
Yeah,
hike,
if you're screening the
and
call,
it's
it's a
not
little
getting
shady,
through.
right? A little
Oh,
shady,
gosh.
like phone's
Or
dead.
but like
Oh.
if I'm like actively like hanging
I'm asking
out
for a
with,
friend.
Sure, I get it. We're
not me.
not at all talking
Yeah,
about
let's
your
call
friendship.
them.
I get it.
Let's call LaRon and Gorge.
Sure.
Sure.
If I'm hanging out with Gorge and we're having a lovely time together,
Sure.
I'm not going to interrupt my time with him with a phone call.
to answer Laurent's call.
Yeah, I think that's rude.
I was being fair to my other friends.
Hold on. Hold please.
Sure.
But what if you're spending all this time with let's call him Chief, right? Call him
God, this is my
You're spending
favorite.
all your time with Chief.
His name is Keith. Say his name.
No, we got it.
Say his name.
Who are you speaking about? I'm speaking.
This is a totally different
This
group of
is
friends.
cheese.
This
This
is
is
not
a
about
disclaimer.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
George?
you're right.
Do not reflect real people. Okay, disclaimer. So anyway, if he's with Chief all the time, Gorge is with Chief all the time, and he used to always be with LaRon. Okay, who's very cool and amazing.
Maybe Cheeth is more fun than
Laurent.
Laurent.
Yeah. How long have Gorge and Cheeth known each other?
Gorge and Chief have known each other for a year or so.
Okay. So
And
It's new. It's fun.
They're still in the
Gorge and
honeymoon
LaRon
phase.
have known each other for almost 20 years.
Why did LaRon out of the three people get the coolest female women name? You know, LaRon is so amazing. It's such a great name.
I mean,
Is that a guy's name too, LaRon?
LaRon,
I mean,
it's
good
a
job
black
at changing
name.
the
Whatever
subject.
it is, it's a black name. So
I like Laurent.
no. Laurent doesn't like you. Okay,
I like
Laurent
Laurent.
doesn't like you.
Obviously,
anymore.
he does because he's
Laurent's
bringing
not
this up.
picking- No,
Yeah.
no,
But
He's
I don't
a little
fucking
upset about
care.
it.
I don't
Okay.
give a
If Laurent didn't care, he wouldn't have asked you to ask us about it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. No, but while we're on this subject, I
That's
love
so
that.
great.
High five over here. High five over. While we're on the subject of cheating and friend cheating, kind of want to round this discussion off. I feel as though less people would cheat if society would accept polygamy.
I totally agree.
And because we're so judged if we're not monogamous that we almost, our true selves might be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Polygamous or
Polyamorous,
polyamorous.
yeah.
Polyamorous. And some people are just polyamorous, but if I go in society and I say I'm polyamorous, I'm now a whore.
My
Now
brother's
it's like,
polyamorous in
yeah.
his marriage.
That's dope.
Oh, really? So is his wife polyamorous as well?
Yeah.
I dated a guy who was polyamorous for a while, and he had a girlfriend of like 10 years, and I was, just like another girl that he was dating. And it was awesome. I loved it because, like, again, he was super honest about it. I knew before going into it that that's what was on the table. And it was exactly what I wanted
Did you
at the
ever
time.
meet the girlfriend?
No, that's not how they worked.
Okay.
Some couples, like,
Yeah.
you do meet the external partners, but some don't. It's whatever everybody's comfortable with. But no, it was great because at the time I just wanted like a fun dating situation. I didn't want anything serious, and it was nice going out with him knowing that this was as serious as it was going to get.
Yeah.
Because like
Wow.
he wasn't going to leave his girlfriend of 10 years for me, and I didn't want him to. And there was never any part of me that felt like, I was getting scraps or, I was like the side bitch or whatever, because he genuinely cared about me and we had like a genuine, real connection, just in a completely different way than he had with his girlfriend. And I loved it. I would totally date somebody in a polyamorous
Yeah.
relationship.
And you had that experience as well, sir? You had that?
No, I just was nodding because my brother's marriage is similar.
You've seen it work.
Yeah. They're just very like honest and open, and they have very clear rules. A lot of times, like they'll share a girlfriend, but the girlfriend is secondary to my brother's wife.
Sure.
And they're very clear about those rules. And if the girlfriend starts to get a little too possessive of like my
They
brother,
smack that bitch. Oh,
then they have to cut it loose because like my brother will always
your
say
brother
like
is my hero.
yeah, his wife is his wife. That's his first
Yeah,
priority.
the main bitch.
Yeah, that's
And then
No, his
side
wife.
chick-
She didn't say main B.
his
wife.
wife. That's his
I'm
partner.
Urban
you know.
Dictionary for our urban listeners. It's the main bitch, and then the side chick has to stay a side chick. Like you're a chick on the side.
Right, like you're the girlfriend, she's the wife.
Yeah.
And wife trumps girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or like, even if it's
sorry,
just
go
like a primary relationship.
Right.
Yeah. Primary
But
relationship.
can the wife be with other men?
Yeah, I mean she doesn't as that much, but like yeah, she can. She
Pop.
All
likes
right,
being
now
with women.
I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah, I think my major problem with cheating as a whole is that it's fucking lying. And
Yeah, I
it's
don't
so
like
much,
at all.
It's so
Be
much
honest. Be
easier.
honest.
so easy
Yeah,
to just be
it's
like,
so-
you know what, I'm not into it anymore.
Yeah, it's so
Or
much
no,
easier
be
to
like,
be
yo,
honest.
I'm into it, but yo, this because people can make their own decisions.
Right. There's
Like, yo,
there's so many people in the world that you can find a girl that you like that is into the same shit as you that is totally fine with polyamory.
Yeah,
Especially in a city like Los Angeles.
of course.
Like, stop fucking cheating, stop fucking lying.
Yeah.
You can find what you want.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yes,
Yeah.
there is a girl that likes
you're
to be
preaching,
choked.
though. I like that. Those are my words of the week. Usually I have words of the week, but those are my words of the week. Yeah, whatever she just said was amazing.
So
I
we
feel like
just
when you're not honest, you're taking away that person's freedom and choices, and that's not fair.
those should be the words of your week, bro. When you're not honest
If you're not honest,
You're
you're
taking
taking
away
away the
that person's
person's freedom and
and
choices.
choices, and that's
we
what
should
you're
write a
doing.
book.
We
That's what
should.
you're doing.
Oh my God.
That's what Gorge is doing to Laurent.
Laurent.
Okay, this is the impeccable, impenetrable Teron Von Gossary alongside.
Supreme
Gorge.
as ever. GK Supreme.
George.
Watch
I
the
mean,
new
Gorge.
parody. I'm the one parody on YouTube. 2 million views in 2 days. It's doing pretty well.
Amazing. And of course, our lovely guests who we talked about, is it okay to sleep or be with a friend's friend? And we'd love to hear from you, of course. Where can we hear from them, George? Our listeners?
Are you going to interrupt this time, or am I going to be able to say it?
Are you going to say it or
So
no?
much shade.
All right. So you can tune into youtube.com/imperfect gentleman.
Make sure to
That's it.
comment because we need you to comment.
Facebook.com
Share
Dash
the links. Make sure to
Imperfect.
share.
G Show.
Give thumbs up.
Oh, now I have two interrupters. We were on a good vibe, and now the okay, we're back. Imperfect G Show on Instagram and Twitter. And please email us your topic discussions, imperfectgshow@gmail.com.
I would love to thank our lovely guests.
I'm Faith Damato. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at FaithMDamato, DAMATO.
And
I'm Sarah Keller, and you can find me on all social media at Sarah Keller07, Sarah with an H.